Strong winds across the Front Range filled Denver skies with dust and dirt and kept firefighters busy fighting several fires today.
Firefighters in Jefferson County still trying to put out a fire burning west of Ken Carl. And in Clear Creek County, people driving on I-70 could see the flames from the miners' candle fire. 24 families still evacuated tonight. Dozens of firefighters from all over spent the day racing to those fires and several smaller ones being spread fast by those intense winds. We have crews across the metro area covering those fires, and Kathy is here as well, tracking the winds, which are starting to calm down.
We're going to begin with our Steve Steger in Jefferson County, where firefighters are working through the night. Steve?
They are working through the night in relatively tough conditions, though we just did get word that because it's so dark, it's so cold up there, that suppression efforts are going to stop overnight, and they're just going to keep an eye on that fire. Standing here near the entrance to Ken Carroll Valley, where just in front of me are Christmas lights marking the holiday season, then this sign says that fire restrictions are in effect. This neighborhood got a lesson in why that sign is here this afternoon.
As many people in the area saw that smoke plume rising from the foothills.
You couldn't miss it if you looked west Sunday afternoon. A plume of smoke rising from the ridge above the Ken Carroll Valley. Inter Canyon Fire says the fire is about a half mile from the nearest structure and isn't threatening anything, so thankfully no one has been evacuated. It's burning near West Ranch Trail and West Ranch Road.
We're seeing a lot of scrub oak, which flares up and burns very intensively.
Erratic winds fueled the so-called West Ranch fire. Investigators aren't sure what sparked it.
We're working on containment this evening, and we will be on the fire line all night long and into tomorrow.
Those 30-plus firefighters have a long, cold night ahead as Colorado once again demonstrates fire season lasts all year.
With our changing conditions that we are seeing right now with these extremely dry fuels, we expect additional fires, unfortunately. The cooling down of the temperatures will definitely help, but that also slows down our firefighters because they have to be concerned about their own health and safety working on the fire in relatively cold conditions.
And again, we learned that firefighters are taking it easy on this fire tonight. They aren't going to work on that containment and suppression. They're just going to keep an eye on the fire just because the conditions up there are so bad. And again, still no word on what caused this fire here in Jeffco. They're hoping to have a better idea of that as they continue suppression and the investigation tomorrow. Kim?
It was scary for quite some time. All right, thank you, Steve.
Evacuations are going to stay in place overnight for people outside of Idaho Springs, where the miners' candle fire burned about 20 acres. It got started at about 6 a.m., and the strong winds there also helped to spread it quickly, burning up to the tops of some trees. Clear Creek County emergency managers said that fire is now considered 50% contained. 9 News reporter Jaleesa Irizarry spent her day at the evacuation shelter talking with some of the homeowners who'd been forced out.
This fire forced 25 homes to be evacuated. Some of those people spent the day here at the old middle school. Emergency crews turned into an evacuation center. Now, the Clear Creek County Sheriff's Office says 2 structures burned down today. Fortunately, there have been no reports of injuries or death. Strong winds for most of the day made battling this fire a real challenge. We spoke to the owner of the Phoenix Gold Mine, a tourist attraction here. Her business and home are in the evacuation zone.
The visions of seeing the smoke billowing over the hill right next to where we live was really hard to wake up to. We just really hope that we have something to go back to.
Now, the evacuation center behind me has closed for the night, but officials tell me they were able to get people places to stay overnight. Reporting in Clear Creek County, Jaleesa Irizarry, 9 News.
And the Clear Creek County Undersheriff told us they wanted to get some aircraft in to help with the fire before things started to calm down. Those aircraft would have had to come from Idaho or Utah, but fortunately the fire did start to settle down this afternoon. The sheriff's office is planning to share another update tomorrow morning.
Whoa, those winds, they made it really hard to see this afternoon. This is a look at the light rail station at 38th and Blake, and all that dust, it's really hard to see anything. It's a time lapse also, as we're sharing from our Lookout Mountain camera today. You can see it's just a wave of brown smoldering there in the view. And we want to talk to Kathy because, Kathy, this came in so quickly and it's cold out there tonight.
That's right, Kim. The wind signaled the arrival of a cold front we were awaiting most of the afternoon. Once it came in, temperatures went from the mid-60s to the mid-40s, and now we'll go into the mid-teens. The moisture pretty sparse along the Front Range, seeing some snow bands to the north of us. The big story is the wind is finally starting to ease, coming in now out of the north and northeast. In some of the fire zone areas, the winds have backed off as well. Still seeing some pretty gusty conditions over areas like Loveland Pass and Kenosha Pass after a day with 85-mile-per-hour gusts in the Georgetown Lake area. Silverthorne winds to 75, 60-mile-per-hour winds in Estes Park, Blustery and Golden, and out at DIA winds to almost 50 miles per hour. Temperatures this afternoon in the mid-60s, and now we have cooled back to the low 20s. Factor in the wind, and wind chill values are already in the teens. Could go below zero for some areas in eastern Colorado as skies clear tonight. We'll watch as the temperatures in the 20s now kind of continue to bob up and down. A cold start to the morning, and coming up in our main weather section, we're going to talk about the mountain snow that's in the forecast and a chance for snow for Denver on Friday.
The Denver firefighters got a handle on a fire in the Lowry neighborhood this afternoon, and Mel shared this photo from the Lowry Dog Park before she said she raced out of there. 25 firefighters got it under control just before it burned any homes. Firefighters say it burned about 7 acres.